Today, guys, we are going to talk about subtracting with decimals, subtracting them, very similar to adding, really no difference except you're subtracting instead of adding, but the same rules apply. When your problem is written horizontally, you need to rewrite it vertically because there's no way I can't even look at this and solve it correctly. All right, so you're going to write it vertically, up and down, not horizontal. Then you need to make sure as you're writing it, you line up your decimals. I gave us some grid paper to do it this time, because you're writing your notes in your journal, these examples. Still turn your journal sideways and use those columns the lines give you. On your work today, I gave you some grid paper if you want to practice that, because grid paper is a great way to stay organized. And if not, if you want to keep using your notebook paper, that's fine also. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put those decimal points in there. So I'm going to write my decimal points. Then I'm going to write my numbers around it. So in my first, I have an 8 as my whole number. It goes in front. And then 63 hundredths is my decimal part. Then on this one, I have 6 as my whole number. And then 7 as my decimal piece right here. Alright guys, so this is just like yesterday, okay, except this time it is subtraction. I'm going to draw my little subtraction symbol here. Now one thing I notice, look, I've got this little empty space, and that's one thing that the grid paper really will help you with, is being able to fill in, remember the imaginary zero, okay? And that will help us especially on subtraction. It's going to be important, especially if your zero is up top. And it just helps even out your numbers, and subtraction will be a little bit easier. So you're still going to start to the far right of subtraction when you're subtracting. So 3, take away 0. If you take away nothing, it's still 3. Okay, if I have 6, I cannot take away 7 from it. Okay, so I can't subtract 7. So I'm going to go all the way to my ones place, make this a 7, and bring that group of 10 over here to make this 16. Now, 16 take away 7, it's kind of a hard one, so you could always count up from 7 and see how far it takes to get to 16, and go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I was counting on my fingers. I know you can't see, but it was 9 away. And then check, 9 plus 7, yep, that's 16. All right, so then I'm going to bring down my decimal point. 7 take away 6 is 1. So 1 and 93 hundredths. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, this is a bigger problem, but not any harder, right? It's just a couple more steps. So the first thing is to write it going up and down vertical. Start by putting in your decimal points. So my whole number is 150. So I need to have 3 place values there. And then it's 62 hundredths minus 140 goes in front. That's your whole number. And 54 hundredths. And then subtract. This one is all even. I don't need to add any zeros. So I cannot take away 4 from 2. So I'm going to borrow from next door. Make this a 12. 12 take away 4. Let's see, 11, 10, 9, 8. That's 8. 8 plus 4, 12. Yep. 5 minus 5, 0. Bring down your decimal point. 0 minus 0, 0. 5 minus 4, 1. And then 1 minus 1 is 0. So your answer is 10 and 8 hundredths. 10 and 8 hundredths. So don't forget, write it vertical, line up your decimal point, fill it in with zeros, add and subtract like normal. All right, y'all can do this.